Nigga, yeah. Play. Skill. That's how we do it with the new play skill side. Na 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 na.
Have you heard about cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Yeah, I've just heard about the thing, but I don't know what is exactly the cryptocurrency is.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I only know about Bitcoin.
Have you heard about Bitcoin?
Yes, Bitcoin.
What do you think about Bitcoin?
As a crypto coin, but unfortunately I don't know more details about this.
Yeah, I have a bit idea that it's a kind of monetary systems where is no like actual currency works like dollars. So I have just that thing in my mind.
So it doesn't have a central bank, so you can transfer it from one user to another. And right now the price of one Bitcoin is 76 Canadian dollars. That's what I know.
It's actually people made lots of money a long time ago out of it, and it's it's a stock market investment. I believe if you really have additional money that you really don't need, it's good. It's very good investment, and it's safe.
Have you ever tried to purchase Bitcoin or any transaction?
No, my friends do it, but I because this is not my field. I'm an engineer, so I don't know exactly about it.
No, because I don't have additional money to do. But if I have, I definitely do it.
Thank you so much for this interview.
You are.
So far, you have already known that the cryptocurrency is a medium of exchange. Before we start explaining it further, let's recall how medium of exchange worked over the decades. There's evidence that we used to exchange goods and food before early humans even settled down. Our ancestors found that they could not hunt or recollect enough to cover their needs and must interchange their surpluses with another member of the tribe to get something valuable in return. And this is how trade was discovered. But suddenly, we found a problem in the coincidence of wants. This is when the product or food you make will not always be wanted enough by another person to trade. And this is how money was invented. Transition was started with barter to gold to metal coins. It took a while to start using paper money. Next, to leave a cash-free movement, plastic cards were invented. And now we have electronic money as well, by which we can buy, sell, and make transfers electronically whenever we need. Current currency systems are governmental regulated mean of exchange. Until we got something very interesting. Cryptocurrency. The next generation cryptocurrency evolved. Cryptocurrency can be defined as an internet-based medium of exchange that uses blockchain technology and works under strong cryptographical functions to secure financial transactions, control the creation of additional units, and verify the transfer of assets. By using blockchains, cryptocurrencies gain decentralization, transparency, and immutability between transactions. What makes cryptocurrency something special is that it is monitored by a peer-to-peer internet protocol and do not need intervention on banks or government to perform trade. They can be sent directly between two parties via the use of private and public keys. They work as an encrypted string of data or a hash, encoded to signify one unit of currency. Now take a look how a Bitcoin transaction completes. Here we are using an example of Mr. Marino and Kate's transaction. Mr. Marino opens his wallet, scans copy Kate's address, fills the amount and the fee, and sends it. Next up is mining time. Mining is the computational process of calculating a certain hash. Then, miners include the transaction in the next block to be mined. 10 seconds until now, the transaction is propagated and validated by the network nodes. Later, the wallet signs the transaction using Mr. Marino's private key. Now, new Bitcoins are created. The miner who solves the proof of work propagates the new block to the network. Again, the nodes verify the result of propagate the block. Kate sees the first information, and new information appear with each new block that is created. The transaction is completed. Over the period of time, the value of all cryptocurrencies changed dramatically. Let's analyze cryptocurrencies' evolution. Here we are using an example of Bitcoin along with Litecoin. In 1998, Nick Szabo theorizes BitGold. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto writes the white paper detailing Bitcoin. In 2009, Bitcoin is released. The first 50 Bitcoins are mined by Nakamoto himself. In 2010, first purchase happened. 2 pizzas are purchased using 10,000 Bitcoins. In 2011, Bitcoin value passes the $1 threshold and Litecoin appears. In 2013, Bitcoin value passes $1,000 threshold. In 2018, Bitcoin value passes $19,000. But from 2019 to 2020, the value fell and has been fluctuating.
I think there's some missing components in the transaction, but once they're able to work that out, it seems logical for so many different things. I mean, I have a student who lives here. It would be much easier and less expensive for transfer of currency from her home country if she could do it through Bitcoin. It's not as expensive. It's, $2 or $3 a transaction versus for some of the other ways that you're transferring money, you're into $15 to $20 per transaction. So I think it's a better way to do business. I just think that it's in its infancy right now.
Have you ever used Bitcoins or?
I haven't. No, you know what? I'm old enough to have traveled through Asia and used no credit card and only traveler's checks, if you young kids know what those are. Bitcoin is the new traveler's checks. People of my generation would be less comfortable with it because we've read a lot about the cybercrime that's and there's a lot of money moving around that shouldn't be, and it's harder to track, and so that has to be fixed.
There are a bunch of benefits that we can avail from cryptocurrency. It has a transparent transaction system where no one can manipulate except the sender and receiver. You can transfer a large amount of cryptocurrency easily without any detection and justification. Inflation unlikely to bother cryptocurrency because there is a finite number of mineable cryptocurrencies, which helps to keep it steady. At this point, you must be thinking to purchase cryptocurrency. But hey, hold on, you may face some drawbacks as well. You already know that this is an untraceable transaction, which means for criminals it is secure and private. No one can trace the transaction. Your money cannot be recovered as there is no system in place to protect the value of your cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency market is still unsettled. The cost of coins can change widely within no time. For instance, in 2014, the value of a Bitcoin ranged between $30 to $1,000.
threat to the banking system, nor is it a threat to the bank directly. I think if anything, it could be an asset later on down the road. We could use it within our banking system, perhaps as a foreign convergency, or maybe we could open up a cryptocurrency account. Perhaps we could adapt our ways to that if the demand needs it. I don't see it being a direct threat.
No, I don't see cryptocurrency threatening the banks. I've heard this before, and while it seems popular, it doesn't take government's economy principles or human psychology into account. The US economy is based overall on the price of gold. The US Reserve Bank feeds money into the economy in order to stabilize it and when it's necessary. The stock market has a automatic safeguard on it to prevent mass self-hold that would result in a depression, we would say. So in terms of that, stocks, it's never a guarantee, but in this world, government, everybody, every company, us, we need money to make this world keep on running, right? So no, I don't think it will ever become illegitimate currency, let alone threaten the banks.
So I don't think a bank will take part in the cryptocurrency. The reason is cryptocurrency, there is a lack of regulation, government's control. So bank has always a control on regulation. So I don't think bank will actively take part in the cryptocurrency.
Now, in terms of the cryptocurrency, it is a great idea, and since the world evolved, and we're always looking for a great idea and what's next in this world, right? But at the same time, it's incredibly unstable. I'll give you an example with Bitcoin. What happened with Bitcoin? It went down, it went up, it went down. The market it's just unstable. And in this society, you need something that will stabilize. Secondly, the government would never allow it to become official currency without stepping in. There are currently robust and significant anti-money laundering laws that which you have to declare, especially like when you go to another country. This is why there's laws in place, structures in place, because you can't bring more than $10,000 across the border. So the cryptocurrency, it's pretty difficult to keep track, and it's inconsistent, and it does threaten certain things in this world, like tax income. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that the banks are at threat in this.
We asked someone about 50 years ago, is electric car going to replace our traditional diesel car or gasoline car? Answer should be no. But at this moment, we are seeing more time passes by, electric cars are getting popular. So same thing for the cryptocurrency. I'm pretty sure it will be revolutionary eventually, but the question is within how many years? Maybe in 200 years it will replace our traditional banking system, but I don't think that's going to happen in our lifetime.
Cryptocurrency, a new concept of money exchange. A system that has both positive and negative impacts. Its outcome can make our life either easy or problematic. Cryptocurrency has proven that it can be very versatile in a short period of time. It has changed our perception of money and how it is being used. Therefore, young generation is more likely to adapt this system quickly than old generation if its complications are fixed. Anyone considering investing in cryptocurrency now should be prepared to either lose their money or gain something that is still not really valuable for common people. We can say that the crypto system has a long way to go before they can replace the banking system in everyday transactions. Finally, banks and governments could eventually promote the use of their own cryptocurrencies, but obviously under highly regulated and involved to the actual economic system.
I'd shake your hand, but
No, we have to maintain
yes,
6 feet.
Yes.
No, like actual currency works like dollars. So I have just that thing in my mind.
Exactly, it's like electronic money. But will you ever like be? Oh, cut it.